अस्सलाम वालेकुम गाइस, क्या हाल चाल है। उम्मीद करता हूँ सारे बढ़िया होंगे, फिट फाट होंगे और अपनी लाइफ को एंजॉय कर रहे होंगे। तो गाइस आज का जो वीडियो है उसका टाइटल है जी बांग्लादेश लार्जेस्ट कॉरपोरेशन हाउ बिग, कि बांग्लादेश इतना बड़ा कॉरपोरेशन कैसे बना।
जी बिल्कुल।
तो आज की वीडियो में यही देखेंगे, तो करते हैं आज की वीडियो स्टार्ट।
One of the world's fastest growing economies. It has grown from a poor agricultural based economy to being one of the most sought after manufacturing destinations. This growth did not just position the Bangladesh economy as a superstar, but it also gave rise to a number of corporations who are now amongst the region's most famous and largest. It has also made a lot of people rich along the way. But who are these rich people? And what are the largest corporations in Bangladesh? Well, let's discuss some of the largest listed in the Bangladesh Public Stock Exchange, which is known as the Dhaka Stock Exchange, or DSE. The largest publicly listed company in Bangladesh is a company called Gramophone. The company, as of the time of writing, is valued at 330 billion Bangladeshi taka, or approximately 2.81 billion US dollars. Most Bangladeshi know who Gramophone is. They are the largest mobile telecommunications operator in terms of revenue, customer base, and coverage. Gramophone Ltd was incorporated on October 10, 1996 as a private limited company and converted to a public limited company on June 25, 2007. It became listed on the Dhaka and Chittagong stock exchanges on November 16, 2009. The main shareholders are Telenor Mobile Communications AS holding a 55.80% stake and Grameen Telecom at 34.20% stake, with the remaining 10% held by general public and other institutions. Telenor Mobile Communications is an incredibly wholly owned subsidiary of Telenor ASA, Norway's leading telecommunications company. Grameen Telecom, on the other hand, was established by Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. So, how big is Grameen Phone? Well, they have over 83 million customers, have a 43.1% customer market share. For their revenues, the company has reported over 1.35 billion US dollars in 2023. That is about 158 billion BTD. Following Grameen Phone, the second largest corporation by market capitalization is Square Pharmaceuticals. Square Pharma is valued at $1.6 billion, or 190 billion takas. Square Pharma is currently the largest pharmaceutical company in Bangladesh and a trusted name in the sector. Founded in 1958 as a partnership firm by the late Samson H. Chowdhury, began humbly with 12 workers producing Easton syrup in 3,000 square foot facility. Square evolved into one of Bangladesh's top conglomerates. The company has held the #1 position in the pharmaceutical industry since 1985. It pioneered medicine exports from Bangladesh in 1987 and now exports antibiotics and other pharmaceutical products to various countries, reinforcing its credibility globally. For its latest annual report, the company's turnover was 69.57 billion BTD, or $695 million. They have a market share of 17.63%, and the company employs around 12,503 people domestically and internationally. The third largest corporation by market cap is Walton High-Tech Industries. Walton, for short, is valued at 185 billion takas. Walton was incorporated in 2006 and in Bangladesh's pioneering electrical and electronics appliances company with a global footprint. They have over 35,000 employees operating in more than 40 countries and have served over 177 million people worldwide. Some of the products and services Walton produces range from televisions, which began producing in 2012. In 2015, they started manufacturing fans as a complete manufacturer. In 2014, they ventured into producing home and kitchen appliances. By 2017, they established Bangladesh's first ever compressor plant, and in 2022, they achieved their biggest breakthrough by acquiring a compressor plant of more than 50 years from well-established European brands. Now, market capitalization is simply a company's valuation. It can go up and down depending on investor sentiment. That simply means market capitalization may not really reflect how big a corporation is. It is simply a tool used by investors, not by the corporation itself. To truly understand how big a corporation is, we can talk about revenue. Revenue is a term that simply means sales. It is the number that a corporation gets after it sells. In a simple year, for instance, Gramophone had over $1.3 billion in total revenue for 2023. This revenue comes from them selling their telecommunication services. The largest corporation by revenue, therefore, is the one that reaches the most people, the one that people use the most. So, who is the largest corporation by revenue? Is it still the stated companies? Well, in fact, it is not. The largest corporation by revenue is Titus Gas Transmission and Distribution Company. They have total revenues of more than double than that of Gramophone of over 359 billion takas or $3 billion. In 1962, a significant gas field was discovered on the Titus River in Brahmanbaria, Bangladesh. Titus Gas started commercial operations on April 28, 1968, supplying gas to the Sidin Rangan thermal power station. The first domestic connection was made in October of 1968. Titus Gas has significantly boosted Bangladesh's economy by efficiently utilizing natural gas, reducing the dependency on imported fuels. Initially, 90% of the company's shares were owned by the Pakistani government, with the remaining 10% of Pakistan's Shell Oil Company. Post-independence, all shares were transferred to the government of Bangladesh. Titus Gas now operates under Petro Bangla. The company distributes natural gas across several districts, including Dhaka, Narangani, the Gazimpur, aiming to continue its mission of national development and energy efficiency. Now finally, let's talk about the country's billionaires. Bangladesh has corporations that are worth billions, and some have revenues that are also in this figure. But who are the country's billionaires? Well, actually, there is ample evidence to show that there is a Bangladesh billionaire. An article published by Al Jazeera in June of 2024 said that Bangladesh is one of the only few countries with missing billionaires. But the article further cited a journalist which said that the billionaires in Bangladesh are not missing, but rather hiding their true wealth. The journalist even pointed out that over 11 Bangladeshi have been listed in the Pandora Papers, which are leaked documents that expose the secret offshore accounts of global leaders, billionaires, and celebrities. There is also only one recognized Bangladesh billionaire who is known as Muhammad Aziz Khan. Khan is worth about $1.1 billion as of the time of writing. Khan is famous for being the founder and chairman of Summit Group, one of Bangladesh's largest conglomerates. Their company, Summit Power International, SPI, was incorporated in Singapore and is a leading infrastructure developer and operator in South Asia. SPI specializes in developing, owning, and operating power generation and LNG infrastructure assets, providing reliable energy to governments and state utilities. This setup ensures long-term, predictable revenue for investors. Since establishing Bangladesh's first independent power plant in 1997, SPI has grown to become the country's largest independent power producer, IPP, accounting for 17% of the total private installed capacity and 7% of the total installed capacity. SPI owns and operates 18 power plants, totaling 2,255 megawatts, and has an additional 277 megawatts through its associate company, Kaluna Power Company Limited, KPCL. Besides Khan, there are other sources that claim the status of other billionaires, although the only problem is that they are not verified. One of them, for instance, is Musa Bin Shamire. He is the chairman and founder of DATCO, a pioneer of the manpower export industry in Bangladesh. So, how rich is Shamire? Well, according to the 2016 article by the Hindustan Times, they cited a case filed against him in Dhaka. They said that Shamire was a controversial Bangladeshi tycoon, known for his extensive and dubious networks in countries like Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. He faced charges back then for concealing information about his wealth and earning money beyond his known income sources. The charges followed his declaration to an anti-corruption watchdog that he possesses $12 billion in a Swiss bank. Shamire has been repeatedly questioned by the commission, but has not satisfactorily explained his financial status. In a wealth statement submitted on June 7, 2015, he claimed to have $12 billion in a Swiss bank, including ornaments worth $90 million and approximately 1,200 bighas of land near Dhaka. Finally, a man named Solomon F Raman is also another billionaire. In 2017, his name was actually placed in the billionaire list. He was valued at $1.3 billion back then. Raman started off from a family business known as Bangladesh Export and Import Company Limited, Bexim Co., in 1972. Initially, Bexim Co. exported seafood and crushed bones to Europe, importing medicines in exchange. Under Raman's leadership as vice chairman, Bexim Co. has grown into one of Bangladesh's largest conglomerates and private sector employers, with over 7,000 jobs. The company operates in various industries, including textiles, pharmaceuticals, PPE, ceramics, real estate, construction, trading, marine food, ICT, media, DTH, financial services, and energy. Bexim Co. Textiles, the largest vertically integrated textile and garment company in South Asia, generates $500 million annually and serves global citizens like Amazon, Zara, and Walmart. Bexim Co. Pharmaceuticals was the first Bangladeshi company listed on the London Stock Exchange's alternative investment market and approved by the US FDA. It also pioneered the generic version of remdesivir for COVID-19 treatment. So, how big are Bangladesh's corporations in which is
मतलब देखा जाए तो इसमें जो बांग्लादेश की टॉप की बड़ी जो कंपनीज की ना, उनकी वजह से बांग्लादेश जो है
उन्होंने फार्मास्यूटिकल बता दिया, टेलीनर, जैसे हमारे तो इधर टेलीनर है वहाँ पे और वो बता दिया। उसके अलावा उन्होंने जो टॉप बिलियनियर्स हैं उनके नाम बता दिए। और देखा जाए सबसे ज़्यादा हमें तो लगता है अहम किरदार जो टेक्सटाइल ने प्रोवाइड किया, नंबर 1 पे जा रही है। और जो बांग्लादेश देखा जाए तो जो चीज़ें एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा है ना, उसमें बहुत अहम किरदार है उसकी जीडीपी में। क्योंकि देखा जाए कि उन्होंने कहा है कि एक तो फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी की जो मेडिसिन है वो बाहर भी एक्सपोर्ट की जाती हैं, जो कि बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त किस्म की होती है। और दूसरा जो गारमेंट्स है वो भी बाहर एक्सपोर्ट की जाती है, जो कि एक अहम और बेहतर किरदार अदा करते हैं बांग्लादेश की मतलब जिसको कहा जाए जिसकी वजह से बांग्लादेश लार्जेस्ट कॉरपोरेशन बना है।
और देखा जाए तो बांग्लादेश ने मतलब 50 साल हुए आज़ाद हुए को, और देख लें बांग्लादेश आज किस मुकाम पर
पहुंच गया है।
उनकी मेहनत, उनका हार्ड वर्क,
उनकी लगन, उनका सब कुछ नज़र आ रहा है भाई। देखा जाए तो ऐसे तो नहीं इतने टॉप के बिलियनियर जो है वो बांग्लादेश में बैठे हुए हैं।
और बड़े बड़े मतलब जो कंपनीज है ना वो बांग्लादेश के साथ अपने मुआहदे करती है
और वहाँ पे अपने प्रोजेक्ट लगा के वहाँ पे उन्होंने देखा कि अच्छी सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, हर चीज़ दे रहे हैं। और जिसकी वजह से रोज़गार में भी इजाफा हो रहा है, बेरोज़गारी ख़त्म हो रही है। और इन चीज़ों की वजह से, इन लार्जेस्ट कॉरपोरेशंस की वजह से बांग्लादेश जो है ना वो आज बिग है। बिल्कुल। बाकी ये कि वीडियो बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त है गाइज़। आपको कैसी लगी कमेंट सेक्शन में कमेंट करके ज़रूर बताइएगा। वीडियो को लाइक भी करें, शेयर भी करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब भी करें। मिलते हैं जी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में।